CNN's Jim Acosta asked Sean Spicer this one question. Immediately, all hell broke loose. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer got into a huge debate with reporters today after Trump accused them of making fake news today. A reporter then asked Sean Spicer to list an example of fake news, so Spicer pointed to a tweet by a BBC reporter and all hell broke loose. Watch.
He's very pleased with the work of his staff. I think that he is frustrated, like I am and like so many others, to see stories come out that are patently false, to see narratives that are wrong, to see quote-unquote fake news. When you see stories get perpetrated that are absolutely false, that are not based in fact, that is troubling. And he's rightly concerned.
Can you give an example of fake news, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you an example.
Please.
Sure. Friday, the president was having a great discussion at the G7. And someone from the BBC and ultimately an incoming reporter from the New York Times retweeted that the president was being rude by disrespecting the Italian prime minister. And when in fact you all in every one of the meetings that we sit in watch the president with that one earpiece that's been used by other presidents. And yet the president did a great job at NATO, building stronger bonds at the G7, increasing America's presence around the world. And that's the kind of thing that the BBC and ultimately the reporter who's now joining the New York Times push out and perpetuate with no apology. What, you're shaking your head here. I mean, it's true. You did it. No, and I'm answering you, but I think, but I guess that's,
mistakes.
No, but that's not, but that's just fake. That is a fake, that is a,
your trip was all over the front page. You're making something out of one tweet instead of the.
But again, you guys defend your mistakes like that. With all due respect, I was asked to give an example, and I did it.
Prominence than anybody ever.
I gave an answer to Jim. The problem is that I think the president, to the question, gets frustrated when he sees fake stories get published, things that aren't based in fact, and a narrative gets pushed. So that's just, well, with all due respect, I think when you see instances like that get perpetrated over and over again, that is frustrating. I'm not here. I didn't come here with a list of things, but I think that there's well, thank you. I appreciate it. What you get to decide what's big and what's not. I think there's a lot of this stuff that has gotten pushed out based on unnamed, unaccountable sources that is very troubling. And I think when you see the same kind of thing happen over and over again, it is concerning. And I think the president has fought very hard to bring back jobs. You, as I mentioned, you had over $500 billion of investment that's coming in that's going to grow jobs, grow our economy. That should be a big story. The president's results when it came to fighting terrorism was a big thing. The idea that we're standing up a global center to fight extremism in Saudi Arabia that's uniting Muslim countries, that's a big deal. I think
reports that there's going to be an overhaul of the communications operation of fake news.
I know, so now you want to come back to that. What I'm telling you is that the reason that the president is frustrated is because there's a perpetuation of false narratives, a use of unnamed sources over and over again about things that are happening that don't ultimately. And I think that is troubling. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Sure. They just want to get dirt on him. Here is what Trump said that Acosta is referring to. Russian officials must be laughing at the U.S. and how a lame excuse for why the Dems lost the election has taken over the fake news. Unbelievable. That's right, Sean Spicer caught Jim Acosta right then and there in that video. He pointed out a fake news article put out by a BBC reporter that claimed Trump was not wearing a translation earpiece. On Friday, the president was having a great discussion at the G7, and someone from the BBC and ultimately an incoming reporter for the New York Times retweeted that the president was being rude by disrespecting the Italian prime minister. Spicer complained when in fact you all in all of the meetings watched the president with that one earpiece that's been used by all the other presidents. That's just fake. The BBC issued a public correction on the article And less than 2 hours later, or at least that's what reporters shot back with, I was asked to give an example, and I did it. A testy Spicer shot back. Hit them where it hurts. Spicer, the media is consistently attacking him and the Trump administration. Let's send the mainstream media a message. Do you trust them? No, we don't. No, we don't. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching.